recording for you guys. We're recording it so that we can send it out to the people that weren't able to come tonight. So
that's a good idea.
Yeah. So there are several people that said they'd hop on, and stuff comes up. So, well, I'll share a little bit about my story. So my name's Christy, and I started my journey about 3 years ago in March. I have lost 40 pounds since I started my journey, have grown in more ways. This hasn't just been about weight loss for me. This has been about so much more. It's been about growing my mindset, growing in my faith, growing just as a person as a whole. And it's interesting because I was talking to my leaders the other night just about how I really feel like I've transformed from the inside out. And they're like, do you ever talk about that? And I was like, I guess I don't talk about that enough, because the truth is, yes, I feel amazing eating healthier foods and understanding nutrition. And yes, I feel so much better that I love exercising now and get that in, and just it's part of my routine. But it's about so much more than just those things. I've learned the importance of personal development and reading books and growing that way, and just really transforming my mind and my belief in myself that I can do things. Because honestly, most of my life I've lived in fear that I couldn't do this. I mean, I didn't do sports ever in school because I didn't think I could do it. And a lot of things in my life that I chose to put on the back burner or not even try because I didn't believe in myself that I could really do it. And now it's like, wow, one little yes, which you guys, a friend of mine brought a set of DVDs to my office and was like, just give this a try. And that's how the journey completely started. So, and that's the crazy part of my story, is that if she hadn't have brought those to me, I don't know that I'd be here today. And where would I be as a person, and what, I've just grown so much. So it's truly a blessing, and I'm just really grateful for this opportunity. So it's really neat.
I couldn't agree more. So when I first started, I'm going to try and hold everything together because I was just with my mom and my sister, so I'm a little bit more emotional. But I started last very end of April. And I started because I had put on 25 pounds after losing my dad. His treatment was about 2 years, and it was really hard. And so at the end of April, I got to this point where I was just like, I just need to find me again. And not just the weight, but I just was going through all this grief and this loss. And I decided to jump on in because I had done the boot camps like 5 years before. I had done a boot camp, and I knew that I got success then, and I had stopped doing it. And I thought, everyone that was coaching was finding all this success, and they were maintaining it, and they seemed to have this great community of support. And I felt like I just really needed that. Like I said, I'd moved to Chicago area. And so I have some friends here, but it's not like that close-knit, like have grown up with them. Like my mom and my sisters are 6 hours away and everything else. And so I just really wanted that support and that community. And I wanted to join a team that was really already successful that I had been watching for 5 years. And so I had decided to sign up because I wanted to get healthier, but I also wanted that support. And I just decided to dive in, and initially wanted the discount because I knew the products worked and the support. And I started to help run a boot camp, and I all of a sudden just felt super fulfilled, not only just being able to help people, but they were coming and telling me that they were changing, that I was helping change their lives. And so I was having people message me and say this, and it was very just motivating for myself to stay on track, and then also just to kind of keep pushing. And then from there, it just kind of took off. And like Christy was saying, there's so many aspects of this company that help you work on you individually, like your mindset, and just my ability to cope completely changed because I was working on me mentally and physically. and not really just avoiding that because it was hard. I was actually working through those things. And so I have just found this to just be very fulfilling overall. Like Christy was saying, I just feel like I have changed as a person. I feel like I used to be so perfectionistic and like scared of change, and now I'm kind of open arm to change and growing and learning new things. And so I feel like I have to share this with people because I feel like it's helped me so much. I don't want to not do that for other people. So it's been a wonderful year. Like I said, I just started doing this like last April, and in just those 12 months, it's been huge. It's been a huge, huge change in my life. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's really awesome because like T was saying, it's about so very much more. And as far as, me, I started on my journey 3 years ago, but I didn't start helping people until a little over 1.5 years ago. And that was because it took me that long to get over that fear of, I want to help other people. I mean, that's what I truly feel called to do. I always have. Since I was a little kid, I've been called to help others. And just being able to actually be brave enough to be like, I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and I'm going to do something different. And for me, I've worked in the same business for over 20 years. I've always done what's comfortable. My entire life I did what was comfortable. I went to college in town because it was comfortable and I didn't want to leave my family. And I've been working at the same business for over 20 years because I'm comfortable there. I love my job and I love the people that I work with, but it's comfortable. And this really got me out of my comfort zone and realizing you can do so much more. Like I was made for so much more than just sitting behind a desk and pushing numbers all day, which is what I do because I do bookkeeping and accounting. So, which is completely different. And am I good at that? Yes. And am I enjoying that and the people that I work with? Yes. But this over here is what fills my cup. And this is what I truly feel called to do. I mean, I truly feel a calling to help others. I went to school and have a degree in elementary education because I love teaching. I have always loved helping others. I've taught Sunday school for years and years, and just this is another way of teaching. It's just teaching about something very different. Not teaching ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, but kind of, right? The ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of health and nutrition and just things that can make you better. So that's one of the things that I feel like has been a true blessing for me, is that I'm finally getting to do something that I really enjoy, being able to earn income by doing it, which was never my goal. And I know that was not T's goal either. We both truly started doing this because we love people and we love helping other people. But now it's turned into something else that we're like, oh, wow, like what's going on here? I don't mean to say unexpected, because I guess that sounds like I thought this business couldn't do something, because that's not at all what I thought. But it was unexpected for me because that wasn't my goal. Like when I write down my goal, what is my goal? And if you look back at my tracker, it helping others, helping people on their journeys like people helped me. And so it's amazing to me that that goal has been able to create this nest egg, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, same here. I don't know if you guys know my background at all, but I'm a school social worker. And so I clearly did not go into a job looking into money. Money's not has always been my focus. But once you start helping people, and what I've realized is just by helping 3 to 5 people get started, not as coaches, but just get started in our boot camps or as coaches or just with products in some kind of way, that's not very many people a month, but you're able to kind of build momentum that way, and you can actually build an income. Because typically I usually am helping about 5 people get started a month. And that's when I posted that post, I think that you saw, Melissa, about the $900 a month. What could you do with that? That was after doing that for so many months, I mean, that's just kind of what happens when you really truly want to help people. When that's kind of your focus, it kind of just rolls into that. Obviously, there's work involved, and there's, you know, putting in some action steps and posting about it a little bit. But you'll notice with Christy and I, we're not sharing a product, we're sharing our story and things of how this is helping us. And from our stories, you can truly see, like, she's used this to lose 40 pounds, and I was use this to lose 25 and get over my grief and everything. So these stories are they're not just something that we think sound nice. They've actually truly inspired us and helped us. And so that's how this business truly is able to, I feel like, connect with people in a way where you don't feel like you're pushing a product or anything. You are able to just help people kind of get through what they need to get through.
Exactly. We are not product pushers at all. We're really story pushers. Not a pusher, but not really. We're not pushy at all. But truly, by just sharing our story and what the results have come from is what it's really all about. And was there fear in the beginning? Yes. I'm not going to lie and be like, oh, this whole thing has been so easy and I made a little over $900 last month because it was easy, because it actually took me completely out of my comfort zone. It was extremely difficult for me the first few months just because of my personality and who I am and where I came from. But then the more I did it, the more comfortable I became, and the more I realized, hey, by doing this, by getting a little uncomfortable, I've been able to help so many people. And now it's not uncomfortable at all. And it's funny because my team leader, again, asked me a question on a call last week, and he's like, oh, well, were you afraid? And I was like, no, like, not at all, because now I'm comfortable doing these types of things. Now it comes more naturally. So, and go ahead.
Sorry, Christy. Well, I was just going to say, I completely agree. And I don't know if it's the natural part, or if it's just the fact that I know whether or not the right time for you guys is right now or not. I know who we've been able to help. And I know that this can help someone. And so I think that's where the fear gets lost, is I know when I put myself out there and I share what's going on, I know that I've helped other people in the past and it can help other people in the future. And so I'm always thinking in my mind, I know this is going to help somebody. Whether they sign up with us or not, sometimes it's someone who's kind of just out in Instagram world and they are like, thank you for helping me get started with X, Y, and Z. And they may not have even signed up with our business, but you'll find out from Christy and I, she's very like spiritual and has strong faith, and so do I. And I think that's part of why we find it so fulfilling. And you don't have to be part of this, but I think it's just that sense that we know that we're helping people, whether they sign up or not, has been very fulfilling. And I feel like it gives you a purpose.
It does. It does give a purpose, and it's just a blessing. And even by running free groups, I've run free groups as well to connect with other people, and that's been a blessing. And you know what? Lots of people in those free groups have never bought a thing from me, but that's not what it's about. It's about the connection, and it's about growing. And my word for this year is journey, which kind of goes along with growing. And I mean, that's what I want to do, and that's what I want people that are connecting with me to continue to do as well. And I know that's how T feels as well.
Yeah, and I think the really cool part is even though that's been our focus, you guys can see that we're still making an income while working full time.
Yeah.
So in just having that natural mindset of, okay, we know we want to go into this helping somebody, and then it kind of just builds from there. The only reason I feel like we're really kind of bringing this up is because if you're in this and your only thought is, I really want to make money and I don't really care if I help them or not, you're not on the right team with us. We're not about that. We're not about just focusing on money. We really, truly, truly want to be able to help people. So if your mindset is, I would like to help people and I would like to make some money, then we can work together.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think that's important to talk about too, and just, how we work, and we work in our pockets of time. Both of us have other, I thought my hand was going to come over to you.
I
Wait,
wish.
we're not in the same room. Sorry. I have been sick and I am on some allergy medicine. So I'm like thinking, I thought Tanya was right there. No, for real. I did not really think she was there, but I did think it was weird that my hand didn't go over. So, but we work in pockets of time. We're never alone. We do hustle hours and work together if that's something that you feel like you need. You have support throughout the whole journey. There's an online program that we have where you can go through courses, and it's not like college, you guys, but go through some coursework to learn about the business. We're learning about the business. We're learning about A, B, and C. These are the things that I need to do to be successful. And what's awesome is that we're part of an elite team, and our coach has provided all of these materials for us to use. Plus, we come up with a lot of our own stuff as well. But we have a team of people that are here for you to learn with, to grow with, to ask questions. When you start, you're put into a pod with people that are in exactly your same place. And as you move up, you grow with people that are in your same place. And that's how, Tanya and I really connected more, because we were about the same place in our business. We connected up and now we work together a lot. And yes, we have our own businesses, but we're able to brainstorm with each other and talk about things. We text each other if we have questions, if we need help, if we have somebody else that needs help. So it's really about community in so many other ways. You're not ever going to feel like you're alone. And if you feel like you're alone for some reason, then there's a problem, because that's not how our team is. We are very much a community and very much a group of women that really want to help and grow and learn together. So be it you're on Tanya's team or my team, we're just one big team. And that's what I love about it.
Oh yeah, because we would have never even known each other otherwise, because we're not, like, I'm not underneath Christy, or she's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when she says elite, what she means is so there's someone who's above both of us that we both signed up with, named Kelsey. And she has been doing this for the last 6 years. And so what that elite status truly means is she is consistently successful, and she has grown her business to be over 6 figures. And she's consistently able to do that. And she gives us the tools and resources of how she's done that. And we all work together and support. And so when we do, like, maybe there's a training, we always invite our coaches along with those trainings if you want to join them or not. And then Kelsey, our leader, is also part of those. And so we're working together with someone who has this consistent, successful business model. And she has a very similar mindset as we do. She used to be a pediatric nurse. And she wanted to go in this to stay at home with her little ones, because she has 3 kiddos and 2 of them are twins. And so she's doing this to fulfill that helping nature, but also run a business to make money. And she brought her husband home because he's now helping run this business together. And so we have a really good role model on getting those tools and those resources, and someone who just knows the business really well. So if we don't know the answer, we can certainly ask Kelsey or Dean. They've been doing this for 6 years. But like Christy was saying, we do this together. We don't ever let anyone fall between the cracks. If someone really wants it to work, like if you really want to do this, all you have to do is ask for help or ask a question. No one's going to ever leave you in the dust. So that's what I really love about it, is because I'm kind of a yapper and I ask questions a lot. And because I did, I just kind of started going with it, and you just get the right resources because they know exactly what they're doing. And we've learned from them, and we've been able to, kind of model what they did as well.
Yeah. And then you take with it whatever niche you want to go. So many different people. So there's certain areas that, there's a lot of likeness, but then there's a lot of differences. So you might be saying, oh, well, gosh, if you're modeling, just this, there's all these other people out modeling. But the truth is, every coach, they have certain things, but then you also have your own little niche market. And, for me, I really focus in on faith and planning. And Tanya really focuses in on really her mindset and what she has to do with her career, which I think is so awesome that she's able to use those tools that she's been trained with and to use it in two places. Or that's how I see yours anyway, Tanya, I guess I should say.
Oh, yeah. No, I absolutely, I 100, and I think society is kind of realizing how big that inner monologue is and how important that mindset piece is, so much so that our company or our team, our team with Kelsey is actually having a training this week. She hired someone to talk to us if we want to go to it, all about how to use that mindset and how important that is. And I feel like if you have ever read like Girl Wash Your Face with Rachel Hall, is there any of those kind of big names now? You'll hear even elite athletes are using mindset training. And so I get all geeked out on that kind of stuff. But
I do too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of one of my big focuses. And mental health, because
Yes.
I'm a mental health therapist. I'm a school social worker in a therapeutic school. And so all of my kids have mental health diagnoses. All of them are a part of special ed. And so that's kind of my whole life is around mental health and how important that mindset is. So I'm going to let you guys know that we're probably going to start talking a little bit more about the business specifically. And we're not going to keep you too much longer because we honestly appreciate you guys taking this much time out of your night. Thank you so much for taking this time. But we did want to let you know that in order to kind of get started within the business, there is, being a product of the product or being able to use the tools and the resources that they offer. And so part of that is utilizing. So what I did was I ordered what they would call a challenge pack. And basically I joined a boot camp. And by joining the boot camp, I got the workouts and I got our nutrient dense shake in a combination of those things and then started the boot camp. And that's all it took to get started. I think I spent more because there's like a big sale going on in June right now. But that's all it took to get started. And you have access to a year's worth of the workouts, and it's a subscription. So if you want to keep it, it just cycles, or you can cancel at any time. But the reason they have you do that is because you want to be able to show that it works, basically. You don't always have to do that specific package, but that's what I would recommend because that's the most common. And it's $20 off right now in June. So for people to sign up, it's like a really good time to save money.
Yeah, it's like the best deal that I feel like I've seen since I've been in, because I know that I paid more for my package too. So I'm glad I didn't wait, but seriously, I do like a good sale. So, and then as far as the business service fees, so if you do want to sign up to help others like we help others when you purchase the challenge pack, the $40 coach fee is waived. So you're purchasing the challenge pack, you're purchasing basically a monthly website fee and tools through the company themselves, which is about $15.95 a month. So for $15.95 a month, you get your website and your tools, but then you also receive your 25% discount and are able to help other people and earn an income, which hopefully the $15.95 will be covered through that, which it will be if you are working and selling challenge packs and helping a couple of people a month. It can easily be recovered.
Well, and even if you decide that you just want to have the discount, if you have those nutrient shakes that I actually have one right here. I made it before the call and then I got distracted. But even if you just drink that and you're not even selling, you still save like $30 off of that shake just with that coach discount. And then if you take 30 minus the coach fee, which is like 16, you still are left with $14 of savings. So you're still saving. Say you just wanted to do the boot camps, you'd still be saving money. But if you're like us and you want to actually work the business, clearly, if you're making, I made $900 last month, that $1,595 is just basically covering customer service and our website support. So sometimes people are thrown off by that, but when I think about how, like, if anybody needs to change their flavors, or if they just need to call customer support to get anything running, like, that takes care of all those kinds of things, so you don't have to work 24/7. you know.
Yeah, I've never even looked back at that $15.90 or whatever it is, $15.95 a month. Like, that doesn't even faze me, and it never did. I mean, I started off as a discount coach, and I did that for a year before I even started working to help other people on their journeys. And, you know, to me, all of the different products that I purchased, that was worth it. So, but I enjoy a lot of the different products, and we have a lot of great products to offer. And I even think I use some of the products that people have never heard of, like the vitamins and things. Somebody was like, what? There's vitamins? And I'm like, there are, but hey, I like a good vitamin. So.
Well, when Christy mentions products, those are just things that you can personally use. You don't ever have to have like stock product. I'm going to clear the okay. It says you put in unlimited minutes. But I don't want you guys to think that you have to buy samples. You don't ever have to buy like samples or extra products to give to people. I mean, if you want to give to people, you can, but I don't ever do that. Because people have a 30-day window where if they want to order something, they can return it for free within 30 days. So I don't feel like you ever need to have any stock product.
I never have.
The things that I love and that I have found that help me lose the weight, maintain my health. So I just maintain those types of things that I love. And you don't have to order everything. You can just get what you like.
Right. And that's what I do, is I order what I like. And there's been several things that I love, and there's definitely things that haven't been my favorite, which, I mean, you're not going to love and want all the things. So, well, maybe you are, but you never know.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any questions or comments?
Just listening to you guys. I mean, there was nice, good stories in terms of success from the business. So I guess the question is, what exactly is the products or the mindset or the coaching part of it?
So the products, if you're wondering, like a challenge pack, that would include a year's access of like 700 different workouts. And so those don't just include random workouts. They give you like programs that you can follow, and you can pick and choose the workouts if you want, but you don't have to. You can do a full program, or you can just pick and choose workouts. Those are on an app.
I'm trying to pull it up real quick so I can show y'all. So it's an app that and you have all of these different options, different trainers.
Yeah.
Different programs, and all those different programs all the way across to nutrition programs, which are a separate item, but we have lots and lots of different things to offer. So they have recipe shows and just cookbooks, lots of different resources.
So if you want to get into the workouts, you can either do it on your phone, an iPad, a computer. I actually use my TV at home. I have a Roku, so anything that can stream, like if you were to stream Netflix from anything, any of those kind of tools. So that's how you get your workouts. And then the other part of your challenge pack, depending on what your goals are, you can pick the nutrient-dense shake that I love, that I drink every day, because it fills in those gaps nutritionally, because I don't eat 100% healthy all the time. So I use that to kind of fill in those gaps. I still eat pretty good, but I want the prebiotics and the probiotics and the antioxidants from it. And so I get that. But there is another option called the performance line. So if you are someone who really wants to get really intense workouts it's a great line option if you don't want to do the shake. It has my favorite product that we sell called Energize. It's a low dose caffeine. It's 100 milligrams, and it's made with green tea leaf extract, and it's used as a pre-workout. So you may have heard of, trying to think of some of the common pre-workouts. C4, I think, is a common one, but a lot of them are filled with like artificial colors and flavors, and ours is a natural pre-workout, and so that's why I like it. Ever since my dad was diagnosed, I really have been focused on no artificial coloring in my foods as much as I can. I still have candy periodically, but like I said, I'm not perfect. So it comes with that, and it comes with a recovery shake. So those would be the same exact cost versus the nutrient dense shake. The recovery is really for that reducing muscle soreness. So if you're doing really intense workouts, it has 3 different protein formulas in it, and they all digest at different rates to help with that reducing muscle soreness and muscle recovery. So there's a couple options as like a basic starter package. And then from there, each month, you can continue on with the shakes and the Energize, or you can switch to something else if you want to try something else. But there's nothing that says that you have to stick with those products if you don't like them. But those workouts will be for a full year. Does that make sense on the product end?
Yeah, it makes sense in terms of the product.
Yeah, and then as far as coaching goes, we really work in pockets of time. I would say I probably put in about 1 to 2 hours probably a day during the week time after I get off work, depending on what my schedule looks like. Sometimes it's a half an hour in the morning and a half an hour at night, or maybe an hour at night. And then on the weekend, sometimes it's more. And like this last weekend, I was in Michigan, so I really had to kind of dial it back, and I just did a couple things. But everybody kind of works with their schedule. So a friend of mine is a stay-at-home mom, and she will bang out a ton of work during her kids' nap hour. So everyone's a little bit different. And what that looks like when we say work, we're really talking about sharing our story on Instagram, or the stories that you see in my stories, or a post on Facebook, and really kind of connecting with people online. And so either inviting them into a boot camp, or just like talking with people and finding out their health goals. That's really what I mean by working. Sometimes that can mean getting your workout in. I count that as part of my working. Sometimes that includes trainings or providing like these calls like we're doing right now. This would be part of your working. So the work hours really ebb and flow with whatever works with your schedule. Christy, what do you do for your work hours?
So for me, I usually work first thing in the morning a bit whenever I'm having my quiet time. And then I work in pockets of time throughout the day. So on my lunch break, I might take half an hour to do that. Usually when the kids, now it's summer, so it's different, but when the kids are at their after school activities, so like Monday's art day. So they're both in art for an hour. So I bring my stuff with me, and I know that I have time for 1 hour to sit and get things done. And so that's really how I roll. I do spend a little bit more time on the weekends connecting with people more, messaging, doing a little bit more planning. So Saturdays, really early in the morning, I still get up early, and that's really my planning time. So, and then again, I work in the pockets of time on Saturdays and Sundays as well. So I don't really take a day off from this business unless, I mean, like she said, she was out of town. So yes, I definitely do that. So it's not like I work 365 days a week, and obviously during holidays and whatever. But as far as whenever I'm, consistently working and not on vacation, I work a couple hours every day, and I enjoy it, and it doesn't ever feel like work because I'm not getting in the car. I'm not driving anywhere. I can work when the kids are watching a kids movie at night. So that's what I mean by working in pockets of time. So, and it works well for me. even the kids will be like, Mom, do you need to go work? We'll go do blah, blah, blah for a little bit. And they'll know, like, that's what I'm doing. They knew tonight I have to come in here and do this. And it's okay. Like, I'm going to be away from y'all for about an hour. And, you know, they're with their dad in the other room doing something fun, I'm sure. So it works well for me anyway. And I think a lot of people that have full-time jobs, that's really what they do, is just work in those pockets of time. Sorry, that was my phone. My parents are in New Mexico and they are trying to FaceTime the kids. So traveling.
I'm trying to think, what was the other part of your question, Melissa?
So the products you talked about, the coaching part of it.
Yeah.
I guess in terms of working hours, when you say working hours, and in terms of the income, besides helping people, because that's the main goal, obviously, the income part comes from what? The working hours, the products that you try to sell or share, or
yeah, that's a good question. Good question. So yes, it comes from the people that you're helping. So the people that you're helping, if they purchase a challenge pack, you'll receive a commission on that challenge pack. And if they continue on with Shakeology month to month, our superfoods, then you would get paid a commission on that. And annually, whenever the bod resubscribes, or if somebody signs up for a 3 or 6 month, every time it's the subscription renews, you get paid a commission on that. And so the more people that you're helping, that's where the money comes from. Is we're not pushing the products, but we're helping the people, getting them in, and then that's how we get paid, is through the products.
Mm-hmm. It's a 25% commission rate. So you save 25% and you can also make 25% on those products. You can also, there's another way, there's these things that they call cycle bonuses, and you'll learn more once you start up. But once you have other people, other, say, coaches under you, then there's a way to create these bonuses as well. But that's just another way to provide income. I'm trying to think if there's another. Oh, and then periodically they have different bonuses within the company when you hit certain levels. I forget what all of them are. I think there's like a 200. Is there a 200 bonus when you hit like a certain ranking advances and things like that?
You get rank advance bonuses, and then you also like fast track, like how quickly you do certain things. To be completely honest, I've never been focused on that.
I know, that's why I was like,
I would have to look up more information on that, because that truly has never been my focus. So I really don't know the answer.
One cool thing that the company does do that Christy and I both, even though both of us, as you can see, are not 100% money focused, we both have been able to earn a trip. And so next March, we're both going to Punta Cana. Yeah. It's an all paid for trip through the company. And that's when you see us helping about 5 people a month, that trip is getting paid for. And that doesn't have to be signing coaches up. That's just helping people get started on their health. And so that's just one of the cool things. When you first start working, one thing that I was able to earn for free was we have a big conference coming up. And I was able to earn my ticket to the conference and then $200 of travel cash to the conference. And so my focus was really helping people get started, but the company likes to provide these fun incentives, and they like to provide gifts for you periodically when you reach certain goals. So along with the commission that you're making, there's trips and little fun bonuses that you can work towards as well.
Yeah, and those incentives are amazing. I mean, for me, I earned the trip last year, and for me, I was new, and so I did have to pay for a portion of the trip, but you choose if you want to go or not. But about half of it was paid for with me last year barely working this business. So for me, when I got the invitation to go and knew that it was half paid for, and I got to take my husband with me on a trip on a cruise, it was pretty exciting. Like, I was pretty excited to do that. And then I think in February is when we got the invite to the next one. And the more you're working and the, hey, you get awarded certain things. And so basically for all of the work that you're doing, you're also, you know, I've earned t-shirts, I've earned Beachopoly, which my kids were so excited about. They just about lost their mind. Basically Monopoly, but with all of the Beachbody garb. So, and there's different prizes quarterly, and then they do different things throughout just to incentive, you know, just give you that incentive of to, you know, work a little harder. And I like prizes, so I'm not gonna lie. I did it for the t-shirt.
But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I actually get to bring that guy, the bearded man back there. He's actually coming with me to Punta Cana, and he had to do nothing.
Yeah.
He's getting it for free. You get to bring a guest along for free.
Yeah.
He said, I had to support you. He has been very supportive.
And that's how Drew is. Like, he went with me on the cruise, and we had the best time. And we wouldn't have gone and done a trip like that if it hadn't have been for this. So we had never actually been on a cruise before. We actually have one planned for this week that we had planned a year ago, and never would have gone on 2 cruises in a year, let alone ever even gone on a cruise. But we are, and it's pretty awesome that we had that opportunity to do that. So.
Well, the thing that I really love that I always forget about is you can always, if you don't like anything, they have that 30-day money back guarantee. So you can sign up and say yes and all these things, and within the 30 days you can say no thank you, and you don't lose out on anything. I don't think you would, because we just see so many people that find success with this, whether it's in their own health or whether it's the business part. But you have that month to kind of make a decision if you want to continue or not. And then the same thing goes with that coach discount that you get. You can cancel that anytime completely for free. There's not like I was trying to cancel my internet, and there's like a $300 early termination fee. There's no fees for canceling anything early. I don't think you guys would if you signed out, because I do believe in it that much. Like, I wouldn't continue with something if I didn't believe in it, because I wouldn't want to waste my time if I didn't believe in something. But just for your own peace of mind, like if you do say yes to something, it's not like you're locked in this for the rest of your life. You can, you can always just say, not my thing. Or you can say, wow, like we did, and just keep on going with it and enjoy the perks of it and enjoy the trips. And it's really been a blessing, honestly. But I just wanted to kind of give you that peace of mind that you're not locked into something for a year. Like that BOD subscription, you can even cancel that if you want to. Within those first 30 days, completely free to cancel that. So did you have any questions, Nancy?
No, I been talking to Christy quite a bit on Instagram and stuff, and we've been going back and forth. I'm not trying to lose weight or anything like that. I am trying to get back into working out and things like that. I got out of it about mid-semester towards the end, kind of got out of it. And so we kind of chit-chatted a little bit, but I don't have any questions because I know I won't sign up. I may look at some of the products and see what y'all have, but as far as signing up, I'm not interested in that, but may check out some of the products, especially that one thing that you're talking about with like hardcore workouts and stuff like that. Mostly just because of my job, because my job is very, very physical. But I enjoyed hearing y'all's stories, so thank you for sharing that. That's always exciting.
I'm so glad.
And then Melissa, did you have any other questions?
No, I think you guys pretty much covered a good amount of information towards it. Guess it's just something for me to think about in terms of signing up, because I've never been the salesperson.
Neither am I.
Not my forte.
You see us?
I'm
Oh.
I've never really been someone to get on Facebook or Instagram and snap do a Snapchat of me working out.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess I don't mind socializing. I like the socializing. I like the talking, and I like the coaching. Like how we're doing now. If that were the case, a phone call, whatever the case may be. But I was actually going to school for social work.
Oh, really?
I got sidetracked with life, and I'm actually working at a hospital administration right now. But so it's in me to help others.
Yeah, it's in your DNA.
Exactly. But as far as the sales thing, the whole, trying to get commission, and that's the way I'll get my income. That's great, but I don't know if that'll be I don't think I'll be reaching that 900 mark.
Well, and honestly, that wasn't
Already.
my goal either. And the funny thing is, I didn't even have Instagram when I started. Like last April, I didn't have Instagram at all. I just started doing it, and you'll probably see like my first post was probably sharing my grandpa's birthday. And you can kind of share what you want. But my goal is never like thinking about commission. My goal is truly about, I usually run a boot camp, and then I invite people into our boot camp, and then we share our story of coaching. And if people want to, that's fantastic. And if not, that's cool too. But I don't feel like anyone ever feels like they're pushing a product on anybody. So if you're worried about that, that's not how our team runs at all. We're really about just, if you want to join and be healthy and share, you can. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying though. So
We're not like that either. So we completely understand. My Instagram, I had a personal Instagram with just my close friends and family, and I created a completely separate Instagram for just my business. And it, I don't share with my kids, and I don't share those types of things just because that's personal with my husband's career and what he does. That's not something that we wanted to publicize. But there's so much more to share than just that. So if that's something that you're fearful of as well, you don't have to share those things. And T and I've talked about this too, like just sharing your before and after pictures. Everybody chooses to do that differently as well. So if you don't feel comfortable sharing your before and after picture in a sports bra and your shorts, well, that's okay. You can share it in tank top and your shorts. So it's about you and what you feel comfortable with and what works for you. And you don't ever have to do something, I said, like I've been uncomfortable doing certain things, but certain things you don't have to be uncomfortable about doing. If you have a certain reason to do X, Y, and Z, then you just do X, Y, and Z because you're your own person. So, being uncomfortable and scared to reach out to people is one thing, but another is just be who you are. And that's one of the things that T and I have done from the very start is we're just who we are. We share who we are, and it's really that simple. It's really not about pushing products, even in our boot camps.
Kind of falls into place.
What was that?
Everything else kind of falls into place.
It really does. And, in our boot camps, we're not focused on upselling other things. Do we talk about the things that we use? Absolutely. But, Beachbody has many, many products that I may not have even tried or that I don't personally use. That's okay. Like, there's going to be things that you find that you want to use. Like Nancy said, well, maybe she's just going to like the programs. Well, that's okay. So Nancy likes the programs and she doesn't like any of the other stuff. So it's about helping people where they're at and what they need and nothing else. It's not about you have to buy this challenge pack to get into my group, or you have to do certain things. And that's one of the things that I tell my girls is the more you help people where they're at, the more you're going to be able to help more and more people to grow on their journeys because everybody's at a different place. So
Mhm. That's why our team has it's like a free nutrition group where people can join in there, and there's recipes and things. So we always want to try to provide something for people. We don't ever want to just leave them in the dust, So
for sure.
I completely understand like your reservation, and can absolutely respect that, because that's why I waited 5 years. For the exact same reason. I was like, that's not something I would do.
Thank you guys for the information.
Yeah.
So welcome. Thank you guys for joining us. We're so thankful that you took the time tonight out of your busy evenings to chat with us.
Yeah. And if there's any other questions, or if you not necessarily want to sign up but just have a question, feel free to reach out and message. I am an open book. You just have to kind of cut me off if I'm chatting too much.
Me too.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Bye. Y'all have a great night.
You
You
too.
too.